Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your set. On this episode of By the Wayside, I will be speaking with illustrator Jacob McManamy, and we're going to be doing it at Wayside Comics and Cocktails, but not at Wayside Comics and Cocktails. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Stick around. Welcome back to this episode of By the Wayside. Jacob, illustrator Jacob, last name again?
McManamy?
McManamy. No, I had spoken to Omar. You and I have never met before, but I had spoken to Omar, shop owner of Wayside Comics and Cocktails, and I said, "Is there anything I should know about Jacob before he's a guest on the show?" And he goes, "No. It's it's all good. It's all on the up and up." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Just try to get his last name correct." And I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." So it's Jacob McManamy, and I'm going to do that. It's going to be one of those things through the whole thing. Illustrator Jacob McManamy is with me today on this episode. Thank you again, Jacob, for taking the time, coming to Wayside Comics and Cocktails, and letting everybody learn a little bit more about you.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Illustrator Jacob McManamy. I introduced you as an illustrator, and your current project is interesting because it's a lot more than a comic book. Can you tell me about The Beckoning?
The Beckoning is basically an ongoing, my partner likes to call it tech noir, but I've always liked more general term of just urban science fiction.
Urban science. I like that.
Some people like to say cyberpunk, which, yes, it falls in that kind of vague William Gibson category. But I really don't think of it that hard. It is more or less, I've grown up with science fiction, and it is a genre I'm very comfortable with, and I like drawing robots. And so when this project started, it was like, okay, here's my outlet for all of these things. And not just mine, too. Again, I've been working with him for 10 years, Def Beck, who is from the States, New Hampshire. Very awesome dude. Funny dude. And yeah, we've been doing this for almost a decade now. Just this ongoing robot adventure story in this dystopian world where no humans, only robots left in this city in Germany called Verloren. And one day this scavenger robot finds what we call Elysium, an advanced droid in the trash that has no memories. And it sets off this whole chain of events where we almost start understanding the ecosystem of the city, as well as kind of the history of it and how that relates to the state of the world as it is.
It's interesting because you've been working on it for so long. Do you remember how you two kind of got involved into this?
There's a website called 4chan that has a dedicated comics board. And from that, one of the threads was it was called Premiere Pulp. It was like an online magazine thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like me, it's like, oh, this is how most people start doing their thing, to submit to magazines and stuff. And I did. And first of all, I was like, I'm lazy. I don't want to actually write anything. So I just want to draw. And so the organizer hooked me up with a guy who had a robot sci-fi story. His name's Def Beck. We did what we call issue 0, like an 8-page thing that I did way back. That it's going to end up in the volume as kind of an extra thing.
Awesome.
And we did that. I did a bunch of character design stuff for that setting. And then eventually it just came to the thing. It's like, you want to just actually do this as a thing? And that was 2017, 2018.
It's such a long time to be involved. How do you, as the writer writes and you're doing the art and creating the visuals for it, how do you keep the love of the project fresh?
You take breaks.
Okay. So is it more of a break on, like, you take a break from the project to do another project, or you just kind of take a break from that project?
I don't take vacations really, so it's more, I always have at least 3 things going, and one of those things is always The Beckoning, and then usually 1 or 2 other things that I do on the side. Yeah, I really like working on that project, and I'm very proud of what we've developed and where it could go, but also it's not all what I am. Like, I've had my fingers in a lot of people's pies. My big thing that most people discovered me from was I worked with a video game company called New Blood Interactive. Mm-hmm. I did a tie-in comic for their game Dusk, as well as recently some art for their vinyl release. Keep it under 120. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do what I have done.
So, Jacob, if there is one piece of advice that you could give a new comic book creator or a new illustrator that wants to get into comic books, is that your one piece of advice?
Yes. Start small.
Start small.
7 to 14 pages. That's the gold spot.
I gotta move this.
Don't do what I have done.
This is bugging me. My ADHD's driving me nuts. We're gonna put it right there, Jacob.
No one told me any better.
That's all staying on camera. Myself, as a casual art viewer, There is a subtle difference in your art style, even just so short of a time back as 2023. Is it more of an art style change, or is it more adapting to the current project?
It's more I got better at it.
Okay.
Like, it's funny that you're looking at some of the earlier stuff, because those pages you were looking at the first issue, I'm remaking those.
Oh,
For the volume, I'm updating the art just because, again, I did that so long ago and I've gotten skill-wise so much better, more thought out. Like, I'm re-inking the pages based off kind of those original layouts. And it was funny because it's like my shot choices weren't bad. It was just pure execution as far as inking and cropping and composition. Yeah, I just got better at it.
So you were saying in the last question that you always have one to 2 to 3 projects going. Do you include that? Redoing a past project as 1 to 3 to 2?
I thought it would be like pulling teeth, honestly. But the thing is, again, the shot compositions weren't that bad. It just needs some tweaking. So far, it's just been putting one page in front of the other.
It's almost like a director's cut.
It's basically a director's cut. It's like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. Here's a copy of the book I can give to people and not cringe. And like Def's always like, no, people like to watch the progression of you getting better over time.
Yeah.
Which, yes, it's true. The first issue of a comic series and the last issue, there's always going to be an art shift.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah.
Of your talent, not just your talent, but Def's talent as well, like the writer Def. So yeah, it's interesting that you're going back, but I guess in the same vein as artists are never truly happy with their art, their finished products.
So I totally understand George Lucas now. It's like, yeah, no, the old one was crap. Why do you want to see that one again?
I don't know where I stand on that. I'm going to leave that.
That's an argument, yes.
That's a totally different episode completely. Was there a defining moment when you knew you wanted to be an artist?
No, I was thinking about this. I grew up with very old man tastes. Like, I came from a family where it's like, if you turn like the radio station anywhere right of the classic rock station, you were disowned. Okay. So I grew up with a lot of like Pink Floyd. And I think I always show people, especially when I get really drunk at a party, it's like, you want to see the moment I became an artist? And it was actually Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Like listening to it, or the movie?
The movie,
yeah.
The album, everything.
Interesting.
And the work of an illustrator named Gerald Scarfe, who worked on that. And the movie, the animated sequences, the one animated sequence called What Shall We Do Now / Empty Spaces. You ever seen it? The 2 flowers?
Yes.
Something about that sequence just...
Well, it makes sense because certain things trigger certain things. It comes down to the, like not everybody is the same when it comes to how their future sort of unfolds. Now, you had just told me off camera that you just turned 30?
Yes, this month.
Oh, well, happy birthday around this month.
Yeah.
Of April. How old were you when you saw The Wall?
Too young, probably like 11, 12, 13-ish.
I wouldn't say that.
I would say that's the right age.
I would say it is the right age. There's an age when you can watch The Wall and be like,
well, you won't watch.
I get it.
Yeah.
And maybe mom shouldn't let me watch it, but you know what I mean? It's just one of those.
No, mom was always really cool with it. Mom was buying me like rated M video games when I was 7. It was great.
Was there one person who helped nurture that artistic talent for you?
I mean, it's one of those things without question where it's people who I've never met or people who I've actually met in my life who may have spurred.
Is there one person that stands out?
I mean, as far as influences go, I can always name my 3 main, like, what makes Jacob's art, and it's probably Gerald Scarfe, who Pink Floyd, Ralph Steadman, so Hunter S. Thompson, Fear Loathing Las Vegas, and probably more comic related would be Ashley Wood.
Interesting. Yeah, that's
which
cool.
No one, like, he's not a household name.
Yeah,
but he's your favorite artist.
Yes, yeah,
which is a very backhanded thing to say, and Todd McFarlane would tell you so. But it's like one of those things where people only really know him for like the Metal Gear stuff he did, or maybe Spawn if it's an old head. But you look at the body of work and just how he's doing it, it's just every major art like revelation I ever had was a breaking of preconceptions of what art could be.
Yeah.
Where you can be like Gerald Scarfe and Ralph Steadman, political editorial illustrators by trade. They're so savage.
Yeah.
Like there's a viciousness and a vileness to it that I didn't see. I always thought art was painting pretty flowers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's my I did painting my friends. It's like, no, you can do a certain kinetic savageness with that. And with Ashley Wood, it was one of those things where it's like, this guy is like doing fine art with things I like, which are cool robots and hot ladies.
It comes down to if the casual viewer is like, I like this, I don't like this. So as an artist yourself, an illustrator slash artist slash the creative person, because the mission statement of the show is to introduce the audience to creative people, hence
Right.
Jacob McManamy.
Oh, I'm compulsively creative.
Fudge. Jacob McManamy. I did it. Thank you
There
very
you
much.
go.
Art is subjective. It doesn't matter if you're the viewer or the writer. It's whatever you see as art is art. And I think that's kind of what I'm hearing from you. You know, you see your favorite artists and you go, they're creating these kinetic energies. They're combining like their hash marks, ink dots, heavy lines with robots, which I always assumed could only be done when you're painting a home. And it's really interesting to me, hearing you say that, is that art is subjective regardless if you're the viewer or the artist.
I've always heard that either everything's art or nothing's art.
And that's mind-blowing, Jacob, mind-blowing. Hey, Jacob, don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. I'll stay right here because that's how the show works. We'll be right back with more with illustrator Jacob McManamy right after this.
This is By the Wayside, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to this episode of By the Wayside, the show that is dedicated to introducing you, the audience, to creative people. Today's episode is no different. I am at Wayside Comics. Oh my goodness, it's like I forgot where I was. Wayside Comics and Cocktails in Newmarket, Ontario, which I encourage you to come check it out. I am also sitting with today's guest, illustrator Jacob McManamy, and we are diving deep into your art style, your influences, your current work, The Beckoning, which of course we can all, it'll pop up here and it'll be like, you can go here and you can find it all that.
Hopefully their website's not broken. Often is.
I'm so glad you're here, Jacob. No one can find you except for this show now. Jacob, your artwork can be kinetic and it can be all over the place in terms of line position. How much pre-thought goes into each piece of art, or in the case of The Beckoning, each panel?
To start off with the discussion of line, I was never one of those comic artists who likes, the proper way to do it, where you pencil it very tightly, take your fine liners, build up line width, and if you have fills, you just black. It's like, no, I hate fine liners.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of those, I always tell people I do it weird, because I looked at a lot of weird artists who use their tools in very different ways. Like, I'm one of those weirdos who my main inking tool is a Pilot parallel pen, which is those 6 millimeter wide flat tips. Like, everything I use is flat tips, which a lot of people are using those. Jock, who's doing some stuff for Absolute Batman, uses them. Jim Offfood's a big one. And then, of course, Ashley Wood's the one that kind of got everyone to start using it, using a calligraphy tool as an inking tool.
Yeah.
Because it can create such varied line widths. Like the extremity of thick to thin, or even just straight blocks. That's how you make just a wide variety. Because a very standard fine liner inking style, it's like, no, I want to just go. And you can see that in a lot of the influences where it's like, it's that drawing from the elbow, not drawing from the wrist.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's how you get that kineticism. That's how you get energy.
It's almost like a workout.
It is. No, it's tiring. Doing this stuff's more tiring than people expect. And as far as, sorry, can you say the question again?
Of course. What was it? Hold on, I gotta go back a question, Jacob. How much thought goes into each piece of artwork, or in the case of The Beckoning, each panel?
A lot more nowadays, where I'm always a big proponent of iteration. Iterate. Have at least 3 phases of iteration at least 3 stages of creating a page. So it's like I don't really necessarily pencil. I lay out. I do a rough marker layout, scan it in, iterate on it in Photoshop, just basically moving things around.
Yeah.
Then I light box it. That's another iteration. And then I ink it. That's another iteration. Since I'm not a very good penciler. I'm more of an inker.
Yep. Like,
I'll just draw up to the point where it's like, okay, I get it. I know what's going to happen. Yeah, I probably know what's going to happen. And then everything else I get resolved in the inks. And then scan it back into Photoshop, which is another level iteration. I give myself safety blankets as far as if I mess up, there is not a major crisis or a setback. And also safety blankets as far as giving myself room to second guess myself.
It's nice that you have the forethought to do something like that. Like, you always know that there is a little bit that you give yourself more of a creative leeway when you're creating your work, it seems.
Yeah.
I like that. It's the thought process is put in ahead, as opposed to you're, sort of deep into it and you go, oh, I really should have done this, as opposed to you starting it off and go, I'm going to do this to help myself in case in the future.
And it's one of those things where I started that kind of methodology only after a long time of making a lot of crap.
Practice makes perfect.
No, it's the thing. And no, if people ask me, you know, how do you get good at this? It's just the only answer I can really give nowadays is do it more, do it smarter.
There you go. Work hard. What is it? Work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got smart about how I do it.
That's perfect.
And the more time I can spend at the beginning of the process, the more fun I can have later when I'm making it.
Interesting. That's interesting. It's almost like when you're building a home, the foundation needs to be super strong for the rest of it to look and end up perfect for the rest of like its time being built on Earth and families living in it. I like that.
And I work traditionally, so the thing is, the more time I can spend at the beginning of the process on the computer, the more fun I can have when I get to the traditional stuff, because it's all figured out as far as what's going to happen, where it's going to happen.
Interesting.
So that's why I can do all the crazy ink stuff I do, because the foundations are just refined to the point where I don't have to worry about things.
That's perfect. The easiest way to find you, of course, is on Twitter. And while you can get your email address there, you can also find your email address at your Instagram handle. Your Instagram handle is @ComradeVideo.
Comrade Video on Instagram and the Comrade Video on Twitter, I believe.
So I need to know what that's all about. What's Comrade Video?
Okay, I was
buckle up, he says.
See, again, going back to consuming things at too young of age, I grew up reading a lot of transgressive stuff. I was like, in high school, I was reading like Chuck Palahniuk, Brent Easton Ellis. I was reading William S. Burroughs. I had my edgy Fight Club phase, like a lot of teens like me. And in one of Palahniuk's books was Haunted. There's a character named Comrade Snarky.
Okay.
And for a while, my handle online was named after a track off the Fight Club soundtrack called Commissioner Castration.
Super cool.
Which Commissioner Castration became Comrade Snarky. And then I think there was some sort of video game with a guy named Commander Video. And I don't know how it happened, but after a few iterations, it became Comrade Video. It's just I think I was Visual Drone for a little bit, little Cronenberg kind of reference. But it just
fair enough.
Comrade Video just kind of stuck just because there's a ring to it.
Yeah, I mean, it works out really well. It kind of makes me think of like comrade. I think it means friend, right? I believe comrade means friend, but sometimes it brings forth like an army or like a military rank. So I just like when I think of Comrade Video, I think of like this general video, or like, I don't know, that's just me. That's just the way I think.
Well, video could be visual, but also electronic, which is a lot of stuff I deal with. I mean, I don't think of that hard. It just has a ring to it. I'm not the kind of guy where I'm going to go through baby books to name characters. And it's like, it should have like a "guh" sound in the name.
It's almost like the way that you would talk about art, how art is interpretive. Your handle online is
sexual.
It's interpretive. You can
it's
whatever
sexual.
You want it to be, as long as you like it. It doesn't matter. Mine's Vacation Jordan, so it doesn't make any sense whatsoever in the grand scheme of things. But it's just having lots of fun. Where do you think your creativity on your piece shines more? Does it shine more in a fast-paced sort of art duel environment, or is it more in the slower pace of your studio?
It's funny because it's a little bit of both, actually. Fast paced, it's like I discovered very recently I really like drawing in front of people.
Yeah.
To people in my position, it's a daily kind of just slog. But when you do it in front of people who just don't get to see that part of the process, it's magic to them.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing it like crap, they still are amazed just because it is a performance in a way. I just did one at a Toronto Game Expo where I got on stage and just did I painted a cosplayer for like 23 minutes and people loved it.
Yeah.
And I used to do this thing where I would go to bars and like live shows. And the thing is about like live shows, they always have photographers, but no one sketches the band.
Yeah.
So I would sketch like the drummer, and the drummer's mom would like give me $20. Or like I would sketch someone's girlfriend and they would get me free drinks. And I would get so faced because I would just keep drawing because I'm nervous in those environments. And when I'm nervous, I draw.
Yeah.
So I would keep drawing. People go, "Oh, wow, dude. Hey, can I get you drinks?" And it's an amazing gig. So that's a fast-paced environment.
You're like a courtroom reporter, or not a courtroom reporter, a courtroom artist. Are they called artists?
Yeah, I think they're artists. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of if they actually, is that the title?
Courtroom Illustrator? I'm sure there's something.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up now. I'm going to have to put up one of my little By the Wayside fun facts. I'll sort it out. I do all the editing. I'll figure it out. The internet exists for a reason, to answer my stupid questions.
But the truth is, most of it happens slow paced in my apartment in my pajamas.
Which do you prefer?
I like both.
Yeah, you like, there's no like one above the other. They provide you with sort of the right amount of creative gratitude.
Yeah, I like doing it in front of people, but also there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to interact with human beings right now. I want to buckle down.
Yeah.
It is a very solitary job. It is a very lone wolf job. So you any opportunity for collaboration or audience, like a direct audience, you take it just because, or else you go mad.
Just gets you out there.
You start smearing your shit across the walls and stuff. It's a real danger.
Jacob, do you believe the study of life drawing is Damn it, I'm asking you the serious question. I'm throwing myself off. I wonder if that was the last question. Hold on, Jacob. Oh, that was it. That was all my questions. Jacob. Wow, that was super fast. Okay, Jacob, don't go anywhere, because right after this, we're going to be doing the D20. I can't believe that those questions. We went through those questions so fast that even threw me off. Right after this, we're going to be doing the D20 segment. That's everyone's favorite new segment. So you don't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere. I'll stay right here. I have the D20 right here, and we're ready to go. So don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
It's like I was going to interrupt you to be like, yes, 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 yes. I'm glad I didn't.
I hope you get the silly questions. I really do. Okay. I'm going to keep all that in because it's fun. Because sometimes people don't get the opportunity to see what happens behind the scenes or before like record is pressed.
Well, Jordan, this is serious business. Come on now.
If there's one thing I'm absolutely serious about, A, it's silly questions, and B, it's doing what the show's mandate is to do, is to introduce the audience to creative people. Because if there's one thing I've continued to learn about myself, is that I feel that my job has been to bolster the creative community, to let people know that there are creative people out there, whether or not they're your neighbor and you didn't know about it, or they're your local grocer and you're like, oh, the individual that cuts my meat also paints pictures of like forests. I think it's important because everybody's creative.
Please report these people to the authorities immediately.
Never trust a meat cutter. Delia person that works.
They could be an artist.
Any artist.
Thought crime.
Any artist. This is the D20 segment. I'm not going to tell you the rules because we talked about them off camera. The rules will pop up here. I have the D20. I'm going to get you to roll the D20 and we're going to see what you have. All right. So before you do it, I just want to prove to everybody that we have the silly and the serious questions here. And we will find out what exactly it is that you get to be asked by me, Jordan Middlebrook, hosted by The Wayside. Go ahead.
Hell yeah. Let's hope this doesn't go off the table. And it went off the table.
Let's find out. Oh, it's over here on your side.
It's like I'm psychic. How do I know this?
That is a 6.
We got a 6.
So that is a serious question.
Serious man. Let's do this.
Serious question. Jacob McManamy. Illustrator Jacob McManamy. Oh, serious. This is a serious. Make a serious face for me. Good. That's my new thing now. Do you believe the study of life drawing is an important step when an artist is hoping to work in comic books or any related medium?
Yes, yes, yes. Double yes, triple yes. Life draw. Don't be like me where you got complacent with it. It is such a fundamental thing. The things about art school is that you need, if you want to do what I do, where you want to show the chrome off like a cool robot, you need to know how to paint the chrome off a car you would see in the street. If you want to know how people move, how people are constructed in a way that's believable and that looks right, you need to get from reality.
Yeah.
Reference is good. Reference is always good, but reality is the best. On-site's always the best. Not only that, life drawing is fun. It's a social thing, life drawing. I've started attending life drawing recently with my friend Cecil, who is also a comic artist. And yeah, we both swear by it.
Yeah.
You need it. You need it. It's not flashy. It's the art equivalent of doing your reps. It's going to the gym.
Interesting.
For drawing.
To make art, the idea of art and illustration relatable, to the layperson, this isn't a dig on anybody, but sometimes it seems like you might have to make art relatable in certain other aspects of life. Because we talked about foundation, and I had said, it's the foundation you put under a house.
Yes.
You talk about working out or reps when it comes to keeping your mind fresh and, keeping your artistic muscles, in tuned and fine in tune, and just continue to go to life drawing classes or attend classes that would help you in that respect.
And just draw.
Yeah.
Even if it's mundane, there are certain things, especially, to me, where it's certain details. Like, I'm the kind of person who I'm always like eyeing people's belt buckles, or like the way that you look at certain buildings and they have those aerials on top now.
Yeah.
Like all this mechanical stuff that's kind of adhered to these older buildings, where it's like, I notice these things. I remember saying that to my sister, and when I was driving with her in the car, and she's like, well, people don't really see those things, or really don't think about those things. And that's the perception that you need, and you get that perception from real life, especially if you work in fiction and genre like I do, where it's like, yeah, I'm drawing a future robot city, but to sell any sort of fiction, you need that relatable reality. You need that basis, that anchor to extend on top of, in order for people to actually believe it.
Yeah, it has to be believable. Yeah.
You need the goal of any sort of fiction or genre is, I believe these are people existing in a space. So you need to look at real people and how they exist in a space and an environment, and that interrelationship between people and their environment. And it comes from living. It comes from not locking yourself inside on a computer and actually taking risks, actually living life, having fun once in a while.
No.
Never.
No. It's almost like a magic trick.
Working's fun. Yeah. No, it's a lot of it is wordless.
Yeah.
I mean, to try to sit down and break art down in any way is like pulling the wings off a butterfly. It's like going to art school, they always want the artist statement. What's your thesis? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what I'm saying until I've said it. You tell me what I'm saying.
This is some deep stuff, Jacob. Deep stuff.
I have a lot of thinking time.
Whew. Artists. Man, they're wacky. Hey, Jacob, thank you very much for coming to Wayside Comics and Cocktails, spending some time with me, being a guest on By the Wayside. It was amazingly appreciated.
Man, I'm not even done yet. We should do this again.
We should do this again.
I got things to say.
Oh,
ask me about OCAD. I had some fun words for them.
This episode sponsored by OCAD. Hey, I'm Jordan Middlebrook, your host. Of course, thank you again to Illustrator Jacob McManamy.
See, only 30 minutes and you're getting it down.
Finally did it. Don't go anywhere. We got a little bit left in this episode, and that's it. And that, of course, is an episode of By the Wayside. I need to thank my guest, Jacob McManamy, for taking the time to come to Wayside Comics and Cocktails and talk about like all the amazing things that he does in terms of, like the way he attacks art, the way he completes his art, the way he starts his art. It was a very intriguing and interesting conversation. And if you watch the scene, I literally just kind of got lost in how he was answering a question. And then I'm just like, what's this guy up to? Anyway, thank you again, Jacob, for being a part of the show. I want to thank Omar Sayer, owner and purveyor of Wayside Comics and Cocktails. Of course, he allows me to record my show here at Wayside Comics and Cocktails. This is fun. This is a fun little thing to use for this episode. I really enjoyed that. Super awesome. I'm going to turn this side because when I do this, social media. All the social media here, of course, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, which I've been trying to do a lot more on the TikTok channel. So check it out. Check it out. The website, go check that out. Facebook, blah, bloop, all that fun stuff here. We'll keep the social media up a little bit more while I tell you that I am Jordan Middlebrook, the host of By the Wayside, the show that is dedicated to introducing you to creative people. Because like I had said earlier in this episode, everybody is creative, whether it's your butcher, your baker, or your candlestick maker. There's always something in everybody that's creative. And if you are a creative person, I encourage you to reach out through a distinguished message. I don't know why I can't say distinguished message. And get you on the show. Have lots of fun. Season 3 is filling up. 2026 is season 3. We've been doing this for 3 years now. So reach out, have lots of fun. Maybe we can do an episode here. We can do an episode there. We can do an episode everywhere. I feel like this is a very nursery rhyme heavy episode. I have to stop that line of thinking. Stop. Oh, there's something on the floor here. Please hold. I'm gonna pick it up because it looks cool. And I can't finish the episode without it. I am your host, Jordan Middlebrook of the show By the Wayside. I thank you for spending your few minutes with me, and I will catch you by the wayside.